Is Nintendo stingy? Or are their games really worth $50 6 years later?
Let's go! Nintendo rarely discounts their games. Simeon brought up an experience that is very familiar to me. You know, we can walk through Walmart right now and look at Nintendo Wii games that are as costly as they were on the day that they were launched.
Yes.
So
Metroid Other M is still $50 at Walmart.
Some people think that this is crazy. Some people think this is actually good business practice. So we're going to examine this, Simeon. Aren't we?
Yes, we are. Now, this is a really complicated topic because, and I'll bring it up
Marxism.
later. No.
Okay.
No. We wouldn't get into something majorly political like that. But
like the invisible hand of the market. We're not going to get into that either.
No, we're not going to get into that either. I can only reach this level of smartness.
Okay.
But
I don't believe that, for the record.
Oh, well, thank you. But, you know, are the games worth that much? Are they basically what it comes down to? And this is what my last note was, but I'll bring it up now, is are video games cars or are they houses?
Okay.
You know the difference between a car and a house?
Well, I sleep in my car and I drive in my house, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, houses,
I have a
when you buy them.
Joke's on you.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the solution. Houses, when you buy a house, it typically will go up in value. Whereas as soon as you buy a car, every second that you own that car, it becomes less and less valuable.
Man, well, I would really tend to say a car because it's part of technology, and technology value just tanks because new stuff comes out every year. Technology, memory gets better, processing gets better, chips get better, displays get better.
Yes.
Consoles get cheaper, but the games just don't seem to.
Yeah.
That's weird. So Nintendo rarely discounts, but when they do, they make a big deal about it. They have this whole line called the Nintendo Selects, and that's when games become like $20. And Nintendo takes their best and most like essential games, but the old ones, and they make them discounted.
Yes.
So they don't just like quietly discount. They say,
here's a big sale.
We're reproducing this for you. Like literally either repackaging it or reprinting it. So it can be startling, like you said, to see such an expensive old game.
Yeah.
But I am going to argue for the practice of these prices staying high because, one, it reflects that they are a premium brand.
Yes.
And that's great. You know, Apple is another premium brand, and some people just like to have premium products.
Yeah.
And it's a positioning thing.
So it's kind of like Apple products. They're, you know, even though they're iPhones, they're consoles, would you say that they're replacing and the other ones are becoming obsolete quicker? It's still a premium brand that is going to cost a lot of money, even if you get an older one.
Yeah, and with premium brands comes like high expectations. You expect, you know, the game to work, not to be super buggy, and they are. So I think that they deserve to charge
buggy.
You expect, I don't know.
They aren't buggy. They're good.
So number two, keeping the prices high doesn't drive the market price down to cheapness like it does on the App Store. You can barely get someone to spend $1 on an app in the App Store, and that's because people raced to the bottom.
Yes.
Nintendo isn't interested in that. They're not competing on price. They're competing on value. So they charge more for that value. Three, this is probably the biggest one. You don't upset early adopters. And you know who I get my business advice from, right?
Yes, Senor Wes.
Sean West, yeah. So he actually calls the discount bin the middle finger bin.
Oh.
And it's harsh wording, but it's true because it happened to me with Portal 2. I bought it on launch, and that game, 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after launch, was available for $40.
That's so bad.
And
that's so bad.
I felt offended. I was like, if there's a Portal 3, I'm not buying it on launch day. And so I lost trust for that company, whereas I know that if I buy a Nintendo game on launch day, I'm getting the same exact deal. I get to play it early, and I'm not being what's the opposite of rewarded? I don't know.
Reprimanded.
Yeah, sure. For
Punished.
like, I'm your most excited fan. I've been anticipating this game more than anybody, and you're gonna make me pay more than anyone else
Yeah.
if you discount right away. So I appreciate Nintendo for not doing that.
Yeah, and sounds like Nintendo, when they have done that with the 3DS, that they actually realize that they've made a mistake, and they make up for it.
Yeah, they were like, we're about to discount this thing, and that goes against our company values. So we're going to make this up to you as much as we can, give you 10 free NES games and 10 free Game Boy Advance games. So personally, I'm amazed that the Wii U hasn't been discounted yet. As a commercial failure, I'm surprised that they don't lower that thing, especially as it's a soon-to-be legacy console with the Switch coming out.
Yes.
I'm like, why don't you guys want that thing off the store shelves? No big holiday 2016 push happened. I couldn't believe it.
It was all NES Classic.
It's crazy.
I wanted
So,
to focus.
where do you stand, Simeon?
Well, I have a couple of thoughts. First of all, is you talked about the polish and then the name brand stuff, and their games are not just classics, but they're timeless.
Yeah.
In that I can go back and play a GameCube game that Nintendo released and play it. It's just as fun. You know, the graphics are, older, but I don't care because the gameplay is just as fun now as it was back then. And I look at what other companies are doing today with, if it's Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever. These games are coming out, and even Nintendo does a little bit with Pokemon.
Yeah.
These games are coming out like either every year or every other year, and there's expansions, and as soon as another one comes out, the other one's obsolete.
That's true.
And Nintendo games, most of them, aren't obsolete ever.
No.
And so have those other companies conditioned us to expect something that we shouldn't. Like those other companies, they produce a game and it slowly or quickly drops in price. Yeah. And that's the way most of the industry is. But should it be that way?
Right.
And Nintendo might be an example of the way that things should be. But maybe they have it right. I don't necessarily think so, but I think Nintendo has it right.
Gotcha.
And that they are houses and they're things that are to be invested in as opposed to driven into the ground and just pick up a new one.
I see.
So, yeah, that's basically my thought, is that Nintendo games, they are meant to last. Yeah. Whereas most of the industry, they don't see it that way. They see a game, this game is going to be here and it's going to be gone and people are going to forget about it. Whereas Nintendo says people aren't going to forget about this game. Yeah. It's either going to be, a huge success, which 80% of them are, or they're going to be huge, disappointing bombs, but at least people won't forget about them. And that's only a small percentage.
Good points, man.
Good points.
I think that we have fully uncovered the secret meanings of the industry.
Yes. And so are we sad that we don't get discounted Nintendo games? Maybe a little bit. But
I think we're better off.
Yeah.
So
we see the reasoning.
Nintendo, we appreciate you. And viewers, we appreciate you for being a part of the crew.
Indeed. Don't forget to leave your comments below on your thoughts about Nintendo's discounting or lack thereof on games.
See you guys next time.
Signing out.